bow, chicka wow wow. Hey friends, good evening. Welcome to Wisdom Wellness Wednesday or Wellness Wisdom Wednesday, depending on what we're going to dive into and talk about this evening. How's everybody doing? Are we getting excited about the upcoming one of my favorite holidays, Halloween? Well, when I was last here, I was telling you all about news and upcoming events and Halloween and what is everyone going to dress up as? Has anyone been to the local ghost walk in Pleasanton? And yeah, I haven't heard any feedback from anybody yet, and I'm still trying to figure out what the heck am I going to dress up for Halloween. Still no idea. I would love to hear your thoughts, ideas, suggestions. Funny story to me. Every year I go through this. I'm like, this is what I'm dressing up as. I've made up my mind. So recently we had Spirit Week, and one of the days was kind of like 50, well, it was for the sock hop. And so I dressed up as a 50s rockabilly girl, which was a lot of fun. And then I was like, oh, this is what I'm going to dress up for Halloween. And suddenly I start making the mistake of going through like Halloween costumes. Popular stuff starts, jumping into my emails and popping up, and then people are talking to me. And then the next thing you know, I'm like, oh, this Pretty Woman costume looks kind of fun, kind of sexy. I don't know if any of you remember Pretty Woman, the movie. Some of you out there may have never seen it because I'm aging myself right now. I'm trying to think. It was like, I want to say 80s, 90s, because Prince was still alive, because there's a scene where Julia Roberts is singing Prince in the bathtub, and she's like, oh, don't you just love Prince? Anyway, I ran across that costume, but then I went down the rabbit hole, starting to look at all these other costumes, and lo and behold, Wolverine, Deadpool, Barbie in a box. And now I'm more confused than ever. So please, please have a heart. Text in your thoughts or ideas so that I can hear what you recommend, what the ladies are going to dress up as. And I like to be on trend, but I also like to put my own spin to it. And I find it very fun to dress up with something that you can put your personality to. Like, if I'm going to be a mime, that means I can't talk and I'm just going to be going around motioning and displaying that I'm in this invisible box. And I'm like, what fun is that? I can't put my personality to it, which is why I was like, oh, the Pretty Woman thing. Like, she had a very outgoing personality. She was funny. She was charming. She was witty. So I don't know. Any thoughts? Any ideas? If you follow me on YouTube or any of my other channels, you know I say I'm 5'4" on a good day with heels. And, I'd like to say I have a personality to go with it. I've dressed up. Some of my all-time favorites were my Marilyn Monroe, where happy birthday, Mr. President. Yes, I won many a contest being Marilyn, so would love to hear your thoughts and ideas and suggestions. We're like 2 weeks away, and I'm grasping at straws, and I don't like to do a repeat on my costumes. So I would love to hear your feedback. In other news, it's a full moon. It started last night. I don't know which full moon it is, but I noticed it glaring in my bedroom window. And did you know that for some, the full moon, well, it can make the crazies even crazier and the romantics even more romantic, if you know what I mean. By the way, before I forget, I don't want to forget this. Have any of you seen the so-called Comet of the Century? What? California. The so-called Comet of the Century has returned to the evening skies over California. But there's not much time to see this infamous comet. I'm not even going to attempt this Comet C/2023A3 Tsuchinshan-Atlas before it disappears for another 80,000 years. Well, apparently the space rock slinging toward Earth from the outer reaches of the solar system made its closest approach to our planet on Saturday, and it should continue to be bright for a few days, especially on Monday and Tuesday, which we're past, but you'll be able to see it through the end of October. It will move higher in the sky and farther away from the sun as the month progresses and become more difficult to see. The comet should be visible to the naked eye in the coming days, but binoculars or a telescope give a better view. On both nights, you may see a rare phenomenon known as anti-tail as Earth crosses through the comet's orbital plane. It's an optical illusion. Dust particles left behind the comet appear to point towards the sun, opposite the direction of the comet's normal tail. To see the comet, look to the western horizon about 45 minutes after sunset. So like 7:45-ish, maybe 8 o'clock. The comet will be located along an imaginary line between the bright planet Venus and the bright star Arcturus. So supposedly we're going to be able to see it even this evening. The comet will again be visible Wednesday in the same approximate location and will set within 2 hours. The comet will remain in the sky longer as the month goes on, but as it gets farther away from Earth, it won't be as easy to see. And by Halloween, the comet will no longer be visible with the naked eye, according to the sky and telescope. Anyway, wanted to share that with you guys. I had a woman write into me on my YouTube, and it's got me thinking, pondering, wondering, wanting to offer some advice. And basically, what she was sharing with me was that she didn't feel like she could be loved by men or trust men. And I have to tell you, Naomi, I feel your pain. I understand what you're going through. I am also experiencing some similar struggles with trust, relationships, feeling loved. Just your comment really resonated with me because I am also going through some emotional struggles and trials of my own, and trying to figure out how to navigate through these territories in a healthy way. I do think it is important to look to our higher power, whether that be God or Buddha or whoever, you believe in, worship, turn to. I have personally found myself turning to a lot of more words of affirmation, Bible verses, working out. My new favorite thing is I like to go on YouTube and take myself to another place, just a place I want to go, a place that makes me feel at peace. Today I was in the Maldives, and that's one of my favorite places to go to. I will go there. Oh yes, I will see you in real life, Maldives. The hope is, with the help of you listeners out there, that so many of you will be listening to my podcast stories, channel, advice, insight, news brief, whatever you listen to me for. But the hope is to become so much bigger on a global scale to where I have guests and I'm talking about more life experiences and sharing ideas and just thinking about setting the tone for ourselves, how we want to be treated, manifesting what we want for ourselves, what we would tell our younger self, what we will implement for our older self, doing the appropriate shadow work. And again, something I've talked about from the very beginning of just setting healthy boundaries and making others aware of our boundaries and how to respect them and what are we doing to make sure they don't cross those boundaries. That's something that I am continuing to learn and implement for myself on a daily basis. And in fact, right now I'm looking at Austria and these beautiful mountains with rolling green hills and waterfalls galore, and just putting myself in that place of peace and just thinking how beautiful this is and how there are so many more places to see in the world than what we may have seen or experienced. And what do we need to do to put ourselves there, get ourselves there? Can we go there in our mind when we're in a place of trouble? I know for me, having these visuals is helpful to me because it does help for me to go there and put myself there, especially Austria. It has a special place in my heart, as I was sharing with a lot of you last time, talking about where I'm from, born in France. I have family in France, in Germany, various different places of Europe. And so I feel connected when I look at these places, but also being born in July, Cancer, the crab. I love nature. I love the beach. I love water. I love the ocean. So that's one of the things that I like to do to heal myself and ground myself, if you will. And I've just been really reflecting on realizing what's important to me and how much Self-love means how we have to love ourselves when no one else does, and nurture ourselves, whether it be physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Nourish our bodies with healthy foods to keep our minds sharp so that we can be the best version of ourselves amongst our family, our friends, our partners, our boyfriends, our girlfriends, our husband, wife, whatever the case may be for you guys. And what I can tell you is that I just continue to realize, and sorry, I'm getting emotional, that we can't take these moments for granted, that we really have to live our best life and be the best version of ourselves every single day, because life is a gift and we have to embrace that gift and really treasure every single day that we have air to breathe and a home to shelter us and food to eat and clean water to drink, and just be mindful and have gratitude. And it's having me want to look up that saying about present, the saying about life is a gift, life is a present. Oh my gosh, this is where I could use a guest that could help me with. There are several quotes. God gave us the gift of life. It is up to us to give ourselves the gift of living well. Or life is a gift. Don't forget to live it. Here it is, Eleanor Roosevelt. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. That is why they call it the present. The other quotes were from Voltaire. God gave us the gift of life. It is up to us to give ourselves the gift of living well. And Nicola Yoon, life is a gift. Don't forget to live it. Or Aristotle, life is a gift of nature, but beautiful living is the gift of wisdom. Wow, so many great quotes that I'm reading here. And sorry, guys, I'm just feeling a little bit emotional, a little bit sad, a little bit. I just have a lot of feelings of emotion this week. So I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me and tune in to me and continue to be a loyal listener. Thank you for that. I want to remember to give my shout out. Shout out to Adam. It's his birthday today. You know, I forgot to ask him how old he is. Shame on me. Adam, how old are you? Happy birthday, Adam. I hope you're having an amazing birthday. Sorry, I got the wrong candies for you. And to my loyal listeners, Travis Lemire, Rain, Carly, Brooklyn, Keisha, question mark? I don't know if she's been listening religiously. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm always leaving somebody else out when I'm going down the list. Shout out to Dr. Cedric Stewart at the function. I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you are thriving. I hope that business is thriving. Shout out to my daughter who came to visit me today in my school. It's always so nice to have her come and see me in action. I feel like she gets to see a different version of me and see why it's so important for me to help these kids, why it's so gratifying and rewarding. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Bob at the Sunshine Saloon, I'm looking forward to speaking to you tomorrow. I hope that we come up with an excellent opportunity where I elevate your business and you help elevate my podcast. Shout out to all my viewers on YouTube that have been kindly watching my videos and on TikTok. Thank you so much for following me, listening to me, tuning into me. Oh, shout out to Nancy Nottage. I haven't given her a shout out. Oh my gosh, so many more. Lisa Roberts Corbello, Jeff Para, Haley, Sarah. It's been too long, ladies. We need a girls' night. Miss you all. Love you all. Ciao for now. Thanks for tuning in. Also, be sure to follow me on Elevate Podcast via Instagram, Elevate Your Life Facebook, Buzzsprout, Apple, Spotify, Podchaser, so many more. I hope to continue to grow, and thank you, TikTok, for listening, watching, and yes, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here. So thank you all for listening. Ciao for now. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Elevate your life.